Three, two, one. Oh, it's oh, it's actually a fairly chilly morning here, May 31st. Normally it's pretty warm out, but around this time of year. But apparently right now it said it's about 9 degrees. So what is that in Fahrenheit? That's like I guess that's like 48, 50 Fahrenheit, something like that. But yeah, it's kind of cold out here. Let me just center the camera a little bit more. Hopefully around there is a little bit better. Hopefully everything's recording. It's not too big of a deal. Yeah, this morning's run 7.5K, like 450 a kilometer, something like really chill, really easy. Yeah, that's kind of how things have been lately. I've just been taking it pretty easy. This video is going to, I guess, kind of start off with a topic that is not necessarily easy for me to talk about, but at the same time, I feel like it's probably necessary because I want to be as open as I can with who I am and kind of like, yeah, kind of how I live my life and stuff. So if you are a subscriber to my channel, to my very small YouTube channel, you'll have noticed that I haven't posted in, I guess it's probably been, I guess about almost 2 months now. I think I posted in early April was the last time. Um, and when I last posted, I had like a lot of, a lot of high hopes going, and not that the high hopes aren't still there, but just a lot of stuff kind of has happened the past few months, which has prevented me from posting. Really, the main thing, as many of us suffer from, the mental health, and particularly for me, it's been my health anxiety, where little, symptoms of certain things, my brain will tell me that it's far worse than it is, and I won't get too much into it because it's a pretty heavy topic, and I've been trying hard to not focus on it too much lately, and doing the proper things that I can to get better from it, because I've been dealing with it for quite a few years, to be honest, and it can be tough. And running has always been something that I've used to, I guess, literally run from it because it helps. I always figure if I can, run a 20K at 4 minutes a kilometer on just like a random day, then I'm probably not, doing too bad health wise. But yeah, it's kind of caught up with me the past few months. And yeah, there was just some stuff that was going on there that wasn't too great. And it led me to just kind of prioritize, I guess, my mental health. And something that I always will prioritize is that, as well as number one will always be my family and my kids and my wife. So yeah, it was just getting a little bit hectic, a little bit busy. I felt like running for the first time, honestly, because I feel like I've never really felt this way with running. It was just kind of just a little bit getting in the way. And I hate saying that because I love running, but that is just what was happening. So I had plans to run an hour 15 half marathon. I was in the training process for that. Um, yeah, that's not going to happen. That race is actually supposed to take place tomorrow morning. It's not going to happen. I really just needed the past few months to focus, I guess 2 months to really focus in on myself and on my mental health and just getting better. And normally running has been a big part in my mental health being great. But I think for the first time this time, it was starting YouTube. It was feeling this pressure to bring the GoPro with me for every single run. And yeah, I wasn't enjoying it as much. And yeah, the mind just like wasn't in a super ideal place. So yeah, I kind of just pulled back from it all, which I felt like was the right thing to do. I tried to better my mind as best as I possibly can. It's always a work in progress, and I'm eternally grateful for my wife and for my family, who's always there for me when I need them in moments like this. But yeah, that's kind of where I've been the past few months. It was just like a little bit of a cool down period. Life's busy. Life is extremely busy and hectic. I work a full-time job. My wife works a full-time job. We're raising twins. So, running is my favorite hobby, of course, but, yeah, when things become kind of more serious and stuff, I obviously will prioritize what matters the most, which is family and everything. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been the last few months. I've still been running very casually, and I'm kind of gonna start building back into it. But yeah, that really is kind of the story as to where I've been. There is obviously a lot more to the health anxiety story, but I feel like it's a bit too much to fully go into here. I just feel like it's important to say that is where I've been. And yeah, it's a hard battle that I am constantly fighting, frustratingly so, but I am doing the best that I can. So now, before the kids wake up, I'm just going to enjoy this coffee. I might go back inside because while I was running, it felt a lot warmer. But right now, it's kind of windy and a little bit cold for almost June here. So Yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go inside. All right. I am now in my room, in the corner of my room, where hopefully the lighting is okay. My cat is now trying to get to me here. Babies are asleep. They took their nap, but they're taking their nap right now. So I'm going to use this time to talk about the races that I did in the past few months. I did 2 races. I did both races, 2 of the 3 that I said I was going to do. I did the Toronto Half Marathon on May 4th, and I did the Sporting Life 10K. Sporting Life 10K went well. I'll get back to that one in a second. The first one, the Toronto Half, it went okay. My goal was to run about an hour 19. Like, I knew, again, I hadn't really been training all that much. I think I had, in the previous months building up, I had 1 week where I ran 90 kilometers. And then the other weeks prior to it were probably no more than like 60 on average. So I just knew I didn't really have that much training behind me. So I thought if I can run an hour 19, I'd be pretty happy with that. It didn't happen. I went out at that pace. There was a really big hill after like 3K, and it absolutely destroyed me. So yeah, after that I was just struggling pretty hard, and I ended up finishing the race at I think about 3:53 a kilometer in an hour 22, like 06 or something. So like not terrible. For me, my PB is an hour 18 in that race a year prior. So 4 minutes off of that is not, I guess, the most ideal, but it happens. It's been a year since I've run a half marathon, and it's funny because it's my favorite distance. But yeah, it's been a year since I've run a half marathon, and 4 minutes difference for the same course. So yeah, hour 22 for that one. I'm okay with it. Like, nothing bad happened or anything. No cramping or anything. Just general burning out near the end, just from lack of training is really what it comes down to. The next week I had the Sporting Life 10K, which is basically the same course, running down Yonge Street in Toronto. It's a pretty good downhill course, but it can be a little deceiving because you have a lot of downhill, but then you also kind of have those uphills. So, it depends if you train for it, but that downhill can be good, but it can also be a little bit tiring on the legs because then you do have those occasional uphills, so it can really burn the legs out if you're not paying too much attention or if you haven't trained properly for it. But I knew for this one, I thought, you know what, I'm not in PB shape. My PB for the 10K came in that race also the year prior in 2024. And I ran that one in 35 minutes, like 14 seconds or something like that. I was going for a sub 35 and I missed it by a little bit. But this time I knew, my cat's really purring here. I don't know if the microphone's picking that up, but he's really purring here. Yeah, I knew that this time it wasn't going to happen. I thought, you know what, if I can run like 36 something, I'd be really happy. So I knew that was going to be to just hold below 3:40 a kilometer. And I went out at like 3:38, 3:39, feeling really great, actually. And the whole race went great to the point where after, I think 7K, I started picking it up a little bit. I started going more like 3:30 a kilometer. And then for the final K, I was going in like the low 3 minutes a kilometer pace, finishing really strong, actually passing like a lot of people in the final kind of 500-meter stretch. I think I averaged 3:36 a kilometer, and the time was like 36:23 or something like that. And it was really promising because it made me realize, like, okay, holding that in the 3:30 kilometer pace is like totally doable. It hurt a little bit, but it certainly wasn't like insane. And to think I just want to train to kind of get back at doing that for a longer distance certainly feels achievable. But yeah, those are the 2 races I did in the previous few months here. I also, like I was saying earlier, I would have had a race tomorrow, but just not any training the past few weeks, really. Like I said, a little bit of running, but no training, and it's kind of far from where I live, so it's just not worth really getting out there for me. And yeah, but that's how it's been. I did 2 of the 3 races, and I really wanted to document it, but life was just kind of busy and hectic, and I also just wanted to kind of be really present in the moment for it. So yeah, that's how those 2 races went. It's actually the next day now. It's June 1st. I wanted to finish recording this video yesterday, but just because of how busy things are in life, it's proof right there that I didn't have time to finish it. I wanted to kind of finish up my thoughts, round them up last night, but yeah, things were just a little bit too hectic, a little bit too busy, so that wasn't the case. So here we are the next day, and yeah, I'm gonna finish up this video here. I don't have a whole lot more to say other than just to say that, running has always been something that's been extremely positive for me. It's always been something that throughout everything I've been able to push through and, do always very consistently and very relentlessly. But yeah, this past few months, this past few months hasn't necessarily been the case. I have run at least once a week, every week for over 3 years now. So I'm still happy with that streak. And even when I'm not running, I'm still running like a few times a week. So I'm still happy about that. That's still all going well. But yeah, I guess for the future right now of the channel and of my running, for the channel, I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I think just pulling back a little bit, focusing in on one video a week, whether it's a vlog, whether it's talking about anything that's on my mind, something along those lines, and that's kind of where I'll be at. I think if I can focus in on one, well thought out, well put together video a week, it will be a lot better than if I'm trying to do like 4 vlogs a week and a video here and there. And yeah, I just had this idea when I started the channel that I wanted to be posting like 4 or 5 times a week, and I'm just learning now that that's just obviously not going to be the case. I want to post as often as I can. Obviously, that's roughly going to be once a week, I think. And yeah, we'll kind of see as it goes from here. But yeah, also the future of running is going to be really simple. Actually, I'm going to just kind of take a few weeks really easy. I'm going to slowly build back up, and then starting in, I guess, more like late June, I'm going to start a 15-week training block for just a half marathon. For the fall, I have a few races in mind. I think I'm going to stick with one that I've done many times, and if I do stick with that one, running a PB, which would be about an hour 16, an hour 17, which is where I'd want to be, would probably put me in like the top 5 at that race, which would also be kind of fun as well. So that's kind of the next goal, is just taking it easy, getting to the next training block, and really focusing in on just like building back that base, which I feel like is the big thing I've lost. Like just spending the first 7 weeks of the training block basically not doing speed and just like running often and building from 50K to, my goal will probably be about 100K, and I want to get to that in about 7 weeks, and then throw down like 5 weeks at like really good training and then taper up. That's roughly where I'm at. That's the goal for now, but it is also only as of now, June 1st. So I'm still going to take it fairly easy for the next 3 weeks here. And then, yeah, that's it. Hopefully this video didn't ramble on too much. I know I'm really good at rambling on, but that's just who I am. I have a lot of thoughts, and I keep going until I don't know, until it's way past when it probably should be. But anyway, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed, thank you for watching, and please feel free to like and subscribe.